Guys, Multiclass Gamer here. Welcome back to more Let's Play the SpongeBob SquarePants movie. Did I ever mention that I find the music in this level pretty interesting too? Like, I don't know, I like listening to it on occasion. It's not one of my favorite songs in the game, but it's pretty cool. It's, you know, especially like the beginning and whatnot. But anyways, here we are. We're in Shell City Dead Ahead, the second to last platforming level of the game. We have another toaster over there. Keep that toaster in mind, y'all. As I said in the last episode, every toaster with moldy toast in it you see, keep that in mind. And also keep in mind, all toasters toast. I just wanted to give you guys that, bit of information because that information is life-saving, and it is very, very important to know that. Okay, not really. I'm just being a goof right now, or a goofball, as the show sometimes, or a movie actually. Some characters in the movie refer to SpongeBob as, which is very, very true, honestly. I think that's a pretty good, accurate description of me as well, at times. Anyways, as you can see, we got two mini Mervs here, and we've got a spawner, so you can probably tell what's going to happen here. Or wait, oh, not quite yet. I thought that... I forgot. I totally forgot that this spawner doesn't actually do anything quite yet. It's probably one of those weird spawners that doesn't do anything until you do a certain thing. I don't know. There's not a lot of them in this game. And also, here's something I should probably point out about Patrick's macho throw move. His macho version of this move used to be my least favorite upgraded move in the entire game. I used to, when I played this game when I was much younger, purposely avoid upgrading Patrick's throw move. Because sometimes you will run into these situations where you do not want to use the macho throw move. Like you're trying to throw, throw food into a certain position, but you don't want to destroy what you're trying to get it on. You'll find a lot of scenarios like that throughout the rest of the game. And it's for that reason that you might not like Patrick's move, because sometimes you will accidentally do the macho throw move when you're just trying to do a regular throw. Like sometimes you'll just you'll simply try to just press the R button, but the game will think you're trying to hold it and trying to do the macho throw move. And that can get very irritating, especially if it totally ruins what you're trying to do. I'm gonna try to explain some of the situations as I go along. But actually, you know what? This is one of those cases right here. Right here, you have to stack 3 throw fruits on top of each other in order to progress here. Basically, you're by stepping on the swip pad, that will lower this platform down, but it will not go low enough for you to jump up to it. So what you have to do is you have to stack these 3 throw fruits on top of each other. And this is one of those situations where you would not want to use the macho throw move. And I will be getting to that in a moment. However, off to the side here, we have a SpongeBob Arena Challenge. Let's do it. We haven't seen one of these in a while, so let's check it out. In fact, yeah, it wasn't the... No, the last one was in Bubble and Baby Hunt, so it hasn't been that long. There's been 2, platform levels since then. But anyways, this is probably the first one in the game that actually gives me a decent amount of trouble. And for a long time, I actually used to think that this is the last one in the game because it took me forever to find the last SpongeBob Arena Challenge. Like, I'm not even kidding. It took me forever to find it. It's actually very well hidden, I will say. And if you're not very experienced in this game, you will likely miss it the first time playing through this game. But at any rate, we're not talking about the last one right now. We're talking about this one. And this one is actually pretty difficult. Difficult enough that it did have me believing that this was the last one. This was as difficult as they get, but nope. That is not true. Basically, you have these colored platforms that will basically switch. Basically, it's gonna flip all the yellow ones and flip the blue ones and the yellow one. Or actually, not just that, but there's also red ones as well, as you saw. Or actually, haven't seen them yet. But yeah, there's also red ones. In fact, actually, over there is where it gets to its worst. And also, here's the moment from the trailer, the Let's Play, where I actually messed up here. But you have to move along with this fan and essentially not touch it at all, actually, in order to survive that moment. Alright, let's try that again. Once again, I must stress being very careful in this part. Because you may get very, very impatient and try to, rush through this, but do not ever do it at least on that part. Okay, now here we are in this part again. This is my 3rd attempt, by the way, at this challenge, and it has already reminded me of all the painful memories I have of this level. Just my main problem with this particular arena is that it feels like it takes forever to get back to the point where you were, you know, especially when you get really far. So that's what makes this one so especially irritating. It's not so much that it's difficult, but just the fact how long it takes to get back to where you were in order to, you know, get another chance at winning this. But anyways, okay, I think this is the last part right here. Oh wait, no, it's not. It's not over after this. There's still more of this platform flipping stuff. Right here. This is pretty much the worst of it right here. Just remember it goes yellow, blue, red, yellow, blue, red, yellow, blue, red. That's the pattern that it goes by, but it can be quite difficult to remember that at times because of how these things are laid out, I suppose. Okay, it's gonna flip red next. Be careful. Yellow. Another thing I'm trying to do is getting all the manliness points, which is not the smartest thing to do. Definitely not in this particular situation. Okay, I'm gonna do it anyways. It's not that difficult to avoid these flipping platforms. I've memorized over the years these things. These actually, something about these platforms actually reminds me of that second secret level, or secret floodless level in Super Mario Sunshine and Bianco Hills, the one with those flipping red and blue platforms that it also had. That's what this reminds me of. But anyways, we made it. Painful memories did not, thankfully I didn't have to relive them that much here. And thank God, because I was not looking forward to that one. I definitely wasn't, but we finally made it past it. Oh man. So the last episode was the first episode I recorded with this new headset. Actually, for some reason, my capture card's been noticeably performing a little better actually with this headset. So I'm wondering if it had anything to do with my last headset that was causing the issue, not necessarily the capture card itself, but only time will tell if that really is the case. I might just be getting lucky. Okay, see? Right there. That's why I hated Patrick's macho throw move and was so hesitant to upgrade it all these years, because I would always wait until, okay, right there, see, it did it again. Now I'm probably not going to get this, because it always does it at the least convenient times. Like, you're trying to simply press the button. If you don't like release it fast enough, the game's going to think you're trying to do a macho throw move, which is very irritating. But either way, we made it past it, or at least past this one bit right here, the platform that lowers. That platform that lowers, by the way, it's going to come into play more than just this one particular spot, by the way. Just thought I'd let you know. Let's just say there's going to be another challenge later on this level that where that particular platform will actually be an issue for you, but we'll get into that later. Because right now we cannot actually do that challenge. We're coming close to it actually, but we can't do it yet. Okay, so we also got this level's variation of what's it called? Spinners, and we're gonna go ahead and destroy that. Whatever, I'm totally fine with it accidentally doing the, you know, thing there. But sometimes not only that, but I mean, like, it's weird how it works. Like, you can sort of change the direction as you're holding the R button, but not by much. You don't get a lot of reaction time, especially if you're doing it by accident. You're just trying to do a regular throw. So if you're trying to do a regular throw and you accidentally do the macho throw move, it's gonna most likely offset you and throw it in a different target than you think. So that's another thing that's really irritating about it. All in all, it's definitely still my least favorite macho upgrade in the entire game, and I really still don't like it that much, because just for that purpose that it's so gimmicky and you may accidentally mess up with it. Okay, so here we have a challenge with SpongeBob that we cannot do quite yet, so we're going to pass up on that. But what we are going to pass up on is probably messing up on this. Once again, we have to stack 2 throw fruits in order to progress. Actually, think of it. I'm going to try something here. I haven't tried this very much, but if I'm not mistaken, I think you can bypass that. You can! Yeah! Normally, to get up here, you're supposed to stack those 2 throw fruits, which can be a pain in the butt to do, because it's very likely that one will rot as you're trying to get to the other one, or whatever. I guess you could do that instead.
You don't have to worry about hurting yourself thinking anymore.
That's a good point, Plankton. That's a good point. I think Patrick should really take him up on that, actually, on that offer. But you know what? We don't have time for that. We have an entire town to save and Mr. Krabs, so we're not going to indulge on that right now. Also, keep an eye on the distance. You might see another toaster. That toaster is also important. These 3 toasters that we have found are going to be important later, so keep that in mind. But we're not going to indulge on that right now, just like the Plankton's proposition here. So instead, we're going to destroy the TV. There we go. The process that will open up the second half of the level for us. Although I think the second half of this level is much longer than the second half of Now That We're Men. So there you have it, much longer level. Although obviously that's a given, pretty much as levels get progressively longer as we get further onto the game. There's our first treasure chest of this level. There are a total of 4 treasure chests in this level. A couple of them, at least a couple, I think. I know there's at least one of them you cannot get for now. Well, you can sort of start getting it, or you can get close to getting it, but you can't actually get it yet until you have SpongeBob's last move of the game. But anyways, with that out of the way, that's it for the first half of Shell City Dead Ahead. So we're going to move on to the second half now. Once again, thanks to the power of editing magic, we get to also skip loading screens. Anyways, our next door, we got some Plan C crates. I'll go ahead and destroy these. As you can see on the bottom of the screen, we had 3-meter islands challenge opened up. This challenge, I actually tend to, for whatever reason, actually kind of struggle on, and I don't see why, because it's really not that difficult at all. First, we're going to get rid of that guy, because it's very, very irritating. And then we're going to go ahead and collect these meaningless points, just get out of my way, as well as destroy these crates. Because, you know, being a perfectionist I am, that's what I tend to do. Okay, now to initiate 3-meter island, just simply slide down this slide right here. That will take you to the side quest. So basically the premise with 3-meter island is you have to get to the very top of this room. This giant radioactive can, I guess, or whatever it is. Because, yep, we got some radioactive waste we have to avoid falling into. But luckily we got some platforms that will come up as soon as we hit these buttons. And that's basically how this whole thing goes. With each button that you press, except for the first one, the goo is going to rise up to where we are. So basically, by the end of this entire side quest, the goo will be almost at the top of this room. But thankfully, it will never rise faster than you can platform. So don't worry about that. It's just gonna rise up to where you are, so that way you can platform across again. Be careful with these glass jars. I haven't mentioned it yet, but these do actually sink. The soda cups, or the drink cups with the straws, those do not sink, but the jars will sink. Those red jar caps. Okay, so we're going to hit this button now, and then at this point, a flinger is going to start to appear. So just go ahead and destroy it, or if you want to, you can just go ahead and let them accumulate, because for each level you rise from now on, another flinger is going to be thrown in. But if you want to, you can just go ahead and wait until all of them are there and destroy them at once. It's whatever you want to do. And in fact, that's actually what I'm going to go with right now. Oh, actually, it's going to make 2 flingers appear on this level. Jeez, okay. Never mind. I think that by the end of this, there should be like 5 of them or so. But yeah, they can make getting across this platform a little more challenging for you. That's the whole point, isn't it? More challenging. Okay. Oh god, that's not good. I do not want to leave myself vulnerable ever like that. Okay, here we are. There's 5 of them, and oh wait, no, 6 of them. But one of them immediately got destroyed by the goo, as you just saw there, which is pretty hilarious. But yeah, that will tend to happen sometimes. So now we're going to destroy them all at once, if I can get this right, that is. With a capture card that lags ever so slightly, but I can still do this. Oh wait, no, they're not. They can't all see us right now, so we need to get a little closer. There we go. Now they can all see us. Oh god, oh god. Now, thankfully, the goo cannot accumulate on these platforms, so don't worry about that. But it can still be quite a bit of a problem. And there you go. We just destroyed them, and now we can get our Goofy Goober token. So yes, a total of 6 splingers will try to attack you during this side quest. Alright. Alright, so now we're going to slide down back to what we were doing before, which is progressing onward through Shell City Dead Ahead. And at this point, we're up to 17 minutes here, or at least for recording purposes. There's obviously some cutting in the SpongeBob Arena challenge, but I think we're pretty much good to go here. So, next time on Let's Play the SpongeBob SquarePants movie, we're going to finish off Shell City Dead Ahead. That's pretty much the plan. So I'll see you guys then. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye. See you there, Mini Merv. As well as that 4th TV of Planktons.